Hey guys, how you doing? Today we have a Mitsubishi ROSA 2006 model, and I couldn't find the video on the internet, so I thought it might be helpful to share how you take the roof lining out and aircon ducts to build in some overhead cabinets. Let's check it out. Oh, it's warm in here. This is the first piece. The top rail sits there, so you'll pull the top rail down and the roof lining. Probably the first thing I was wondering, this is the top rail that holds everything up, and if you have a look there above you, I'm not sure if you can get focus on that, but this is what the rail looks like. And at first glance there's no screws or clips, and it's very difficult to see how to take that off without damaging it. On the inside, basically what you've got is a couple of these pins, so you can just pull it straight down and it will come out, or wedge a screwdriver under there to be able to pop it out. So don't be afraid with just pulling on it. Try not to bend the rail of course, but find where the pins go in and just pull it out and pop it out from where the pins are. So that's the rail that holds everything in. And we'll have to start with getting rid of the back piece. So this is the first piece. The top rail sits there. So you'll pull the top rail down and then undo all these screws. There's also a few mounts for the aircon and a few screws up in here. Now the one thing I did realise, there's a vent at the back. Now it has quite a few screws in it. I assumed the screws were just holding the vent to the lining, but where I was wrong, inside this vent there's a couple of extra screws. So you'll need to take those screws out to detach it from the roof. Otherwise you'll end up pulling some of it down. That's what it looks like with the roof down. We've taken the bar down, that bit's come down, and now the next job is to pull out these aircon ducts to build overhead cabinets. Now at the back here it's a fairly solid piece, but once it gets to about here, it's hollow all the way down, and these are just holes to let the air out. So our next step is to pull these down. I'll show you how that works. So along here, I'll just grab it as a strip. Undo all the brackets for the seats. So we've taken the seats out, and then into the side of the bus, these connect up the safety belt rails. So I've pulled all the safety belts out, gotten rid of the seats, and now we have access to the roof. Plastic strips, protective cover here, and what you want to do is just pry and pop that out to reveal your screws. Once that's done, there's a few simple Phillips head screws all the way along, so you want to walk down the bus and undo those. Thereafter, this entire piece should come out. There we go. So the interesting thing is, it looks like this is a bracket that's clipped onto that, but it's all one piece. So I have to follow that along and pull it out. And you see I can only get to here because one of the mounts for the safety belts are in here, so you'll have to take all of those out, and then it'll come all the way. So my plan with this one is to cut it probably about here, leave that completely normal for the two chairs I'm leaving in, and the rest of it we're going to turn into overhead cabinets. You'll notice there's a weird box case holding this. All this is lights that light up the exit sign on the back, so that's not necessary. You could rewire to that and attach some kind of other lights if you wanted to, or disconnect it entirely. This is what I mean on the side. If you can get a close up here, it looks like there's a clip and that slots into it, but actually the entire thing, it's all one piece. It's all connected. And if we look back up the top here, it's the same thing, it's all one piece. And again, you have little screws and clips holding it in. It's the same thing, it's all one piece. And again, you have little screws and clips holding it in. So in order for us to get the whole duct out, we actually have to take the roof lining out of the whole bus. And that will give you access to this screw here. And you'll find a few of them all the way along. And then hopefully that duct will come out nice and easy without destroying anything, and you can put it back in. So the roof lining itself, you'll have to take this light fixture down. These will hold on by just clips. There's some Phillips head screws in here, 4 of those. Take that down, pull the light out, and then these little clips here, like what we explained before, with enough pressure on them from behind, they'll pop out like that. There's the other one. And then you'll see the roof lining, it'll come out of its rail there and there. So I have to take the light out obviously to continue, but you see how simple it is. Pop those little brackets out, all the holding clips, pull this out of its lining, and continue that all the way down to the front. Once the roof comes out, you'll be able to get your ducts out. And don't be too afraid, it will go back together with your old rails. Keep those little pins, and it'll just push back in. Don't be too worried either if you snap these, because you can order new ones. It's possible to replace these, and they just slide out of the rail like that. So if you do break a few, don't be too worried about it. You will be able to get new ones. And that's it. We hope that you've learned a little bit from that video. If you have a ROSA bus yourself, I'd like to see it. This is the beginning of yet another camper or bus conversion, so stay tuned and get to follow the process and see what happens. Exciting.